Today we're going to continue our discussion on structure, part 4. In past classroom sessions, we talked about structure. We said structure was a shape or feature of the bottom that was different from the surrounding area. Structure is made up of breaks and break lines. The fish will pause or stop at the breaks and the break lines. This is the key to finding the fish, the breaks and the break lines. In an earlier classroom session, we said that the fish will not cross a flat that is void of breaks or break lines. We also said that the most productive structures will have immediate access to the deepest water in the area that you're fishing. We're going to talk about a structure situation that will sum up everything we talked about in the past. And this structure situation will give you a better understanding of how fish move and migrate on structure. This situation is called a delta. You'll find this delta structure situation in reservoirs. Most reservoirs that contain delta-type structures will be found in lowland and flatland type reservoirs. Buck Perry says this type of structure situation will teach you more about fish movements than any other structure situation. This is what a delta structure situation will look like. You'll have ridges or humps along the main channel. The ridges or humps may be on one side or both sides of the channel. These ridges or humps occur naturally along the channel caused by the growth that is normally found along the banks of a stream. In some cases, these humps or ridges are very pronounced, and sometimes there will be just a slight hump present. After the ridge or hump, there will be a flat, sometimes very wide, till you reach the short shoreline bars. Here's a top view of this delta situation. As you can see, there can be quite a distance between the delta humps and the shoreline bars. The home of the fish will be in the channel. What will the migration route be? It would be normal for the fish to move to the top of the hump or the ridge, but if the weather and water conditions allowed for the fish to move shallower than the hump, then the hump or ridge will become a dead end. You might ask why. The fish will not migrate down the backside of a hump or across the flat. If they want to migrate shallower, then the hump will become a dead end. Most fish, especially largemouth bass, need to have structures that will go all the way to the shallows. They may not migrate to the shallows often, but the best structures will need to go to the shallows to be very productive. The key to fishing a reservoir with a delta situation will be to find the side feeder cuts. Anytime two streams or a channel meet, this will be a primary to fish in any lake or reservoir. Here's a section of a reservoir with a delta situation with a side feeder stream. The side feeder stream will have breaks and break lines that will go out to the main channel through the flats to the shoreline bars. This is the area you want to concentrate your fishing efforts. If we were to fish this area, we would start by checking the shoreline bars created by the side feeder stream. If there are no fish present, we would check the breaks and the break lines along the side feeder channel out to the main channel. We would then spend our efforts working the structures created where the side feeder stream meets the main channel. If we did not catch any fish, or there appears that there has not been a movement yet, we would concentrate our efforts where the main channel and the side feeder channel meet. If these structures are too deep for us to present our lures effectively, then we can either wait for the fish to move or do some migrating ourselves and move towards the headwaters till the depths become reachable for us. Most all reservoirs in the Tennessee River system have many delta situations. Here's part of an avionics map of Guntersville Lake. You can clearly see the delta situation present. This lake is rated as one of the best bass lakes. We would check the humps along the main channel, but we would want to spend most of our time fishing where the side feeder streams meet the main channel. Here is where you want to spend most of your time. And remember, you can have structure with no fish, but you always have fish on structure. For more information on this classroom subject, as well as any others, check out structurefishing.com/education.